Hello and welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again on our cozy caravan adventure. I'm super excited to continue on, and I would like to kind of just go around, wave, and help all of the people kind of get our hearts up as much as we can so we can get some upgrades to our caravan for cooking and possibly going on some of those slick trails that we're not able to currently. We're going to help gather the onions and the capsaicum. We do need to find a carrot for Jean-Pierre here. So we will start looking at doing all of that here in just a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and get our onions here. And then we have to go help the capsaicum. We just finished grabbing all the capsaicum, and now we're going to go kind of explore and see if there was anything that we missed last time we were here. While walking around, I did see just left of the onions, there is a outhouse, a mushroom, and a picture for us to grab. The picture is, ironically, of the outhouse. I thought that was kind of funny. But I believe that is everything here, so let's go ahead and hit the road and get on with our adventure. Our first pit stop is going to be here at Wheatley Lodge, where we find some trash all over the ground. We end up meeting our friend Rummage up here. We dump off all the trash that we can with him immediately, and then we see a frog in our top left corner of the screen, so we go ahead and grab him while we're at it. Once we collect the trash and we dump it in his bin, we get a bunch of hearts for it, which is very nice. After dropping this last piece of trash off with Rummage, he talks to us a little bit, and then he gives us strawberry jam recipe along with a bunch of hearts, which really boosts our happiness meter up. Once we get the jam, we head out and we get back to Yas. We give Yas the eventually ending story, and she thanks us for it, gives us a bunch of hearts, and we continue on to our next destination. Once we make it back to Fellowwood Acres, we talk to Jill. Jill agrees to help Winston with his gate problem, but she doesn't have a way there, so we give her a lift. We help Larry out with picking all of his carrots. He, of course, gives us some, so that way we will have some for Jean-Pierre next time we see him. After setting up camp at Dairy Me Milk Bar, we go ahead and continue on. At Croker's Gully, we find another frog sitting off to the side. I go ahead and grab him and continue on to Buzzington Hills. After a short trip, we make it to Buzzington Hill, where we can drop off Jill to help Winston. After bringing Jill to help Winston, he gives us a jar of honey, and unfortunately we cannot go to the beehives. Finding another frog down here at the windmill, we talk to him so that way we can bring him home, and we say hi to Mumbles. After some trial and error, we find out that the Gurks down here like sliced apples. We need to be able to collect all the eggs from them so that way we can use them for recipes. So we sacrifice 2 separate apples, as there are 5 chickens and we can only hold 4. The dirt patches that you see kind of scattered around in different towns, those are actually treasure spots where you're able to dig them up. After collecting all the eggs, we continue our adventure to Windyworth Fields. In Windyworth, we meet Lance. Lance is asking us if we have any herbs on us because he would like to teach us how to make herb bread. After dropping off our ingredients, we come over here and we end up meeting Bernie, who teaches us how to skip some stones. Shortly after getting a stone to skip 5 times, Bernie gives us a roasted potatoes recipe. After harvesting everything and getting a few more ingredients, we leave Windyworth Fields and we end up in Stonybridge, where we meet Joy. Joy asks us for a lift to Eversprout Grove. We agree and continue on searching this brand new town. After agreeing to help Joy, we continue on and we meet Spence. Spence here was supposed to get a flower delivery, but has not received it yet. So we must go all the way back to Fellowwood Acres, which is on the other side of the map, to Oscar to get the delivery or to see if he needs help preparing it. After preparing some more ingredients for this weekend, it started getting pretty late, so we went ahead and set up camp. Of course, we went and hung out with Rigby, gave him a cuddle, and then we talked to our best friend, Bubba. The very next morning, it is week 2, and it is Wednesday. First thing that we do is receive a letter, and it is from the guild representative asking us to come to Basil Brook as soon as possible to go ahead and start our upgrades. Continuing from there, we do our morning rounds. We start waving at everybody, and right here we actually filled our happiness meter, giving us 3 upgrade tokens. We find a picture just to our left of a beautiful cat statue, and I can't wait to find it a little bit later. This was a neat little area where they did have some ingredients, and we will be able to unlock this little farming patch in the near future. Further into the city, we actually find this little bread shop, and we meet Dee Dee. Dee Dee asks us for a pumpkin, so that way they can make pumpkin bread. Right next to Dee Dee is actually Olivia Frim. They ask us for an apple to make some apple cake. In the very back of the city, there's a little house. If you go on the side here, you actually find a frog. I was also curious if we could get some water out of this well, but it doesn't seem to be that way. Since we were so close to our cart, we went ahead and grabbed an apple so we could drop it off with Olivia here. She gives us cake mix and an apple cake recipe. Right next door is Morty's pumpkin patch. We see a picture right on the side, so we go ahead and grab it. We then talk to Morty. He tells us about a magical cave that you can go to, and it has something to do with mushrooms. After helping the farmer harvest all of his pumpkins, he gives us 4 of them as a sign of gratitude and gives us some hearts for our happiness meter. Now we have the pumpkin for us to get the pumpkin bread recipe, and I'm super excited for that. I found this little lookout point here, and I decided to use my camera so that way I could try to see how to get to this frog. But funnily enough, this is actually where I found out that all the frogs here have tiny little butts. We walk around the entrance to the little side area, and this is actually where we find herbs. So that way we can go back to Lance and he can give us the recipe for the herb bread. This would be, I believe, recipe 6 that we've got in this video, and I'm super excited about that. It's also, I believe, the 4th or 3rd frog that we have found this episode, so we are really killing it. If you have made it this far, I would like to ask you to please like and subscribe. It would really help me out, and I would really, really appreciate it. Coming back to Stony Bridge, we end up taking the last picture that we need, which is of a butterfly. After a short walk, we come back to Dee Dee with the pumpkin, and they give us a bunch of hearts. They give us the recipe for dough and for bread. We head back to Morty's pumpkin patch because I did see a small little cutoff over here in some blue mushrooms. We walk over them, and that unlocks the magic cave. With this magic cave, if you are not satisfied with the character that you chose, you are able to pay 1 upgrade token to change your character model. While I believe this was a very good choice for the game devs to make, as most games will not let you change your model in-game. Very shortly after leaving Morty's pumpkin patch in the magical cave, we drop off Joy at the Eversprout Grove. They give us a recipe for mashed potatoes, which sound absolutely delicious right now. This is where we meet Nona and Nono. Shortly after speaking to Nona, she tells us that we must wave at Nono, and then we must go to all 5 community garden places and wave to the people inside. Once we do all of that, we will come talk to them again, and they will allow us entry to all of the community garden centers. Once we unlock this one, we then go inside and we meet a little froglet. Of course, we pick our pumpkin, our tomatoes, and a couple potatoes and continue on with our magical journey. Once we pull up to Buzzington Hills, we see that Jimothy is still talking about the treasure and might need a little help. We also see that the gate has been busted down and Jill is still here. After having a quick chat with Jimothy, he would like to know if Winston would help with the riddle. Winston told us maybe it is talking about where Mr. Jumpy is, so we now are taking Jimothy over there. After talking to Jill, we find out that they are just bulldozing through the fence and that we need to collect them once again. While finding all the bees, we meet Rosie, who asks us if we like hopscotch and teaches us how to play. After filling the progress bar, which was just a happiness meter, we end up getting another recipe. Once we explore some more, it is getting pretty late, so we go ahead and set up camp for the night. As always, we go give some love to Rigby, the bestest boy in the world, and talk to Bubba for a little bit. After speaking with Bubba, that actually gave us a full happiness meter, which then brings us up to 4 upgrade tokens. Wake up the very next day to our first letter in a little bit, letting us know that we need to go to Basilbrook again to meet Arthur to upgrade our caravan. We then start wrangling all the bees back to their hives. After speaking with Jill, she lets us know that the wood that is being used for the fence has a sweet smell to it and that we need to make bee repellent, which is actually apple and capsaicum combined. After making the bee repellent, we decide to take Jimothy to go meet Mr. Jumpy. As we were passing through Sweetness Way, I remember that this is one of the places where we have a community garden at. We stop by and we go ahead and wave at Estella. We stop at Wheatley's Lodge, and there are multiple things that we need to do here. We first talk to Lucy, where we hand her all of the photos that we took for the Whizbang Fair. Once again, we have to save Dill in a Assassin's Creed-like montage here, where he dives into some hay. He calls it the Return of the Swan. He then lets us know that he is thinking about retiring from climbing. Once we save him, he gives us a onion and potato soup recipe. Continuing on, we make it to the Toffee Top Orchards where we wave at Hans. We find another little frog tucked all the way in the back. A short distance later, we make it to Fellowwood Acres all the way back home. We find Oscar where he lets us know that we need to go talk to Gillian, who has a replacement cog for his windmill, and we are unable to make the flower until we get that part. As it took most of the day to get from one side of the map all the way to the other, it is pretty late. We decide to set up camp. Of course, Rigby is our first priority, and then we go speak to Bubba once again. At Dairy Me Milk Bar, we stop to pick up some more milk. We decide to play a game of hide and seek with Luca. Once we find Luca, they give us pumpkin soup. Once we make it to Croker's Gully, we start looking for resources that we missed last time or have regrown in the time that it took us to get here again. But at the very bottom, we ran into Francesca Fortuna, who tells us our future and what item would sell best this upcoming weekend. Once she finished telling us that it's going to be pumpkin soup, she left her sticker behind. And we go talk to Mr. Jumpy, where he gives us 2 more recipes and tells us that there are 13 more frogs to find. We currently are sitting at 6 upgrade tokens, which is a massive amount, and we really need to get to Basilbrook to start upgrading our caravan. We make it to Basilbrook, which is the very next town. We run over to our bestest friend ever, Arthur, where he compliments our salad making skills and lets us upgrade our caravan. We decide to get a second market stall and upgrade our wheels to go through muddy paths. After a repeat of Wheatley Lodge, once again we save Dill and his Assassin's Creed swan dive. We stop by and talk to Gilligan, where he gives us the cog to fix the windmill. We continue on the path where we were looking for the Frog Prince last time we were here. Shortly after speaking to the Frog Prince, he tells us that the only way that he is going anywhere or doing anything is by having some pumpkin bread. Continuing on using our brand new wheels to check out the muddy paths, we land ourselves in Grand View Gardens. As it was super late, we decided to end the day off by setting up camp. We go give Rigby a cuddle, speak to Bubba, and I can't help but to admire the background in this shot as we set up camp. If you made it this far in the video, I would like to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day.